dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Connor James. First at 4, 2 people are dead following a crash in Perry County. Highway 15 was shut down for hours as a result. WYMT's Will Puckett has more from the crash site.
Kentucky 15 in Perry County was closed for nearly 5 hours this morning after 2 people died in a head-on collision. Kentucky State Police tell us it happened between 7 and 7:30 this morning on Kentucky 15 just south of Highway 28 in the turnoff to Buckhorn. People who live along this stretch of road that I talked to say that speeding along this stretch is a problem. And this morning about 7:30 when they heard it happen, they fear they knew exactly what went down.
I was sitting on my front porch right up in the head of this holler, and all of a sudden I hear this big bang. It sounded like a big coal truck had hit or something. It made a big rattling noise.
Now, Kentucky 15 opened up just a little bit after noon after they were finished reconstructing the crash. In Perry County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Coroner Jeff Combs tells us 34-year-old Robbie Robinson and 62-year-old Jenny Gayhart died in the crash.
We're starting to see those pop-up showers and storms, and really that's going to continue as we head into the rest of the evening hours and even into those overnight hours. So we'll go ahead and take you to satellite and radar, where we started out the day on the quiet side, but there's those isolated pop-up showers and storms, and those are really just going to keep on continuing. So as we go ahead and look at pinpoint Doppler, some heavier showers into parts of Pikeville over into Knott County as well. You're seeing some heavier showers even down into parts of southern Leslie County. Now you see a few of those just over into Lexington. That main line just now moving into parts of Louisville where they are under severe thunderstorm watch. We're seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings over there. Now for us, really the main issue right now is that heat. So we actually do have a heat advisory out for Lawrence County, Kentucky, and Wayne County, West Virginia. Now that only goes until 6 o'clock. So we still have about 2 more hours on that, but all of us getting in on the heat this afternoon. Those lower 90s for a lot of us. Cooler in Pikeville where they're seeing those rain chances, but those dew points upper 60s to lower 70s, which that humidity definitely on the rise this afternoon. So that's making it feel like those upper 90s to 100. Look, it's feeling like 100 over into Prestonsburg, feeling like 97 in Hazard and Jackson, feeling like 95 down into Williamsburg. We are going to continue to see those storms this evening and even into tomorrow. We do have a cold front coming in on Thursday that could impact your Friday as well. But after that, nicer temperatures on the way, and we'll finally start to cool down. I'll have a look at that forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. Well, an overnight burglary left a Hazard business with thousands of dollars in inventory taken. Police received a call of an alarm activation at the AT&T store in the Black Gold Shopping Center. Police arrived to a window broken out, and what they are saying is in excess of $10,000 of inventory taken. Billy Hatfield was at the shopping center today and says she was shocked when she heard the news.
You think everything is so secure, but people can, find ways.
If you have any information about the incident, you're asked to contact the Hazard Police Department at 606-436-2222. And 3 more of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged victims are suing his estate. The lawsuits indicate how Epstein and his associates allegedly used the young women's financial worries to pull them into a web of sexual abuse. All 3 lawsuits take aim at Epstein's fortune, which his will, filed 2 days before his death, reveals to be worth nearly $578 million. Epstein's brother Mark is his only listed heir. After Epstein's suicide, the criminal sex trafficking charges against him effectively died, but Stan Pottinger, an attorney representing 30 accusers, says the pursuit of justice is very much alive.
I think the government, while it has been taken off track briefly by this untimely death, I think that they're not giving up.
In addition, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is also being sued, is not charged with a crime. In the past, she has denied recruiting women for Epstein. And Kentucky's lowest paid workers could get a pay raise if a couple of lawmakers have it their way. State Senator Reggie Thomas and Representative Kathy Hinkle are both Democrats and are pre-filing a bill to increase Kentucky's minimum wage. Hillary Thornton tells us why these lawmakers say it's time for the increase.
Well, it is something that Lexington Senator Reggie Thomas has tried in previous sessions, once again backing some legislation in hopes of raising the state's minimum wage.
I've pushed to have this Bill heard in committee before, I'm not going to stop. No, just because you have a first strike and a second strike doesn't mean you should stop swinging.
Senator Thomas vowing to fight again for what he feels can be a living wage for hardworking Kentuckians. The state's minimum wage sitting untouched since 2008 at $7.25 an hour. His Democratic colleague in the House, Representative Kathy Hinkle, pre-filing the measure in that chamber. Their goal is to raise the minimum wage with staggered increases over the next 7 years, ultimately capping at $15 an hour in the year 2027. The bills would also allow cities to enact their own minimum wage, something Lexington did through an ordinance back in 2015. Seeking to raise it to $10.10 an hour over 3 years. However, the state Supreme Court striking that measure down. Bill sponsors know the effort is a long shot and will certainly take some bipartisan compromise, but they are remaining hopeful.
I think it's time for us to step up to the plate and take care of our citizens, and that's the job that we're sent here to take care of.
Senator Thomas pointing out the national effort that is ongoing regarding minimum wage and that Arkansas recently enacted a $12 an hour statewide minimum wage. For now, at the state capitol, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And 2 people are dead after a small plane crash in Livingston County, Michigan this morning. Preliminary investigation reveals that the plane was attempting to land when it crashed. Just 2 people were on board. No other information is currently available. And the White House is considering new tax cuts to boost the economy, but the administration is disputing a report that it's considering a payroll tax cut. The Trump administration considering new tax cuts amid the recent market turbulence, but the White House is disputing a Washington Post report that a payroll tax cut is on the table. Payroll taxes are taken out of workers' paychecks to fund Social Security and Medicare. If that tax is lowered, people have more take-home pay, and it is seen as a way to quickly increase consumer spending.
The fundamentals of our economy are very strong, and you know it. We have more people working in this country right now than ever before in the nation's history.
The payroll tax cut could also possibly delay a recession. A majority of economists predict the U.S. is headed for a recession by 2021 at the latest. Heading over to Wall Street on this Tuesday afternoon, the Dow closes down more than just 173 points. The 12-year-old in Oklahoma is being hailed as a hero after he helped save a toddler from a hot car. Ben was going shoe shopping with his mom, Kelly Fields, when they saw a toddler in the backseat of a locked nearby car. The pair began to panic, searching for something to break the window out with him. Ben found a ratchet strap and started hitting it against the front windshield. A store employee came out with part of a clothing rack and helped smash the windshield out. The employee then crawled through the broken windshield and unlocked the car door.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel proud. I'm just very proud of him. I'm glad that he knew what to do.
The toddler had no serious injuries. Police found the child's mother in the store. The mother says it was all an accident. Ben and his mom are just glad the toddler is okay. And it's every parent's worst nightmare, a child being dropped off at the wrong school bus stop. And that's what happened to a family in Arkansas last week. The family realized their 7-year-old son was missing when all the other kids were dropped off at their regular bus stop. If it was not for the kindness of a random stranger, the boy would have had to walk more than a mile to get home, oftentimes on a route with no sidewalks. The boy's father, DeMarcus Watkins, wants answers.
Our biggest problem was when he got to this point and he was telling the driver and the driver's aide that this is not his right stop. No one really paid attention.
The superintendent of the school district says they are reviewing school video cameras to determine if procedure was followed. He says there's no question that there could be improvements. They plan to meet with family.
It's one of the hottest social media apps for teens and tweens, but some kids may be sharing more than they should. I'm Lisa Mateo with more on the TikTok craze.
And scattered showers and storms continue this evening and even into your Wednesday. We'll break down that forecast coming up.